So what's like a corporation? It's like an organization that makes stuff or does stuff that makes your life easier or brings value, in theory. How does it do that? Take a food company, for instance. I don't know how to grow potatoes. They do. I give them money, they give me potatoes. How do you get your money? My job. So an economy is just trading unpleasant tasks? Yeah. What do you mean? A company pays people for the unpleasant task of growing potatoes. You're giving them money for their potatoes, but you had to suffer for your money. So you're just trading sufferings. Well, suffering's a dramatic word for work. Well, do you love your job? Not exactly. When you're doing your job, are there other things you'd rather be doing? Yeah. I'm sure there's things those potato farmers would rather be doing. Sure. So it is suffering. Sure. So it's like a suffering circle of life. I hate this. You want to trade?
Dude, did you know that a new star appeared in the sky about 1,000 years ago?
Really?
Yeah, on July 4th in the year 1054, Chinese astronomers documented the guest star's appearance. And Native American petroglyphs, such as those in Chaco Canyon, also illustrate the appearance of a brilliant new star at that time. It was much brighter than everything aside from the sun and the moon. Anyone with a good view of the northern sky was able to see it in broad daylight for over 20 days and at night for nearly 2 years before it completely faded out of view.
How does a star just disappear?
Well, as it turns out, what these people witnessed was not a new star, but the cataclysmic decimation of an old one. The supernova of 1054 AD, a stellar explosion that gave rise to what we now know as the Crab Nebula. The remains of a star that was 10 times the size of our sun, which at the end of its life cycle collapsed suddenly and exploded gloriously, scattering its guts across the galaxy and shining with the brilliance of billions of suns combined. Left behind in the heart of the nebula is an object with a frightening density, second only to black holes. A stellar corpse known as a neutron star, which, due to the conservation of angular momentum, spins insanely fast, 30 times every second, generating a mind-numbingly powerful magnetic field as a result, causing twin beams of radiation to shoot out from either end as they're swung rapidly around space. Thank goodness this wasn't nearby. Definitely would not be here to talk about it if it was, but yeah, even the speed of light takes over 6,500 years to reach the Crab Nebula from Earth. And here's what's crazy about that. Humanity saw the supernova about 1,000 years ago, but it actually happened about 7,500 years ago. We just didn't know about it until the light from that explosion finally reached us.
Oh, space is too much.
Meow. Meow.
Inside the first random train you see and go wherever it will take you? Okay.
I'm always down for little adventures like this, so I went on my way to the station and let my phone decide a random track. And I guess we'll go with number 3. There was already a train waiting for me, so this was perfect. I didn't look at any of the signs, so I was really excited to see where this train would take me. After about an hour, I stepped outside in a town called Zeus, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Just look at all these beautiful shots I took. This just shows that you don't have to plan super far and expensive travels when you can just hop into a train and see where it goes. At the end of the day, I had a kebab sandwich which I accidentally recorded in slow motion. Then there was this little Pidgey who I kind of felt bad for because it only had one leg, so I gave it some of my bread. Subscribe.
Do you think just because Scottish people talk a wee bit differently, we can't speak properly? We can't say simple words like burglary? Burglary? Burglary?
Burglary. Burglary.
See? Grow up.
Hey, I'm Tom. I'm a professional golf cameraman. And part of my job is to find that little white ball in the middle of that big blue sky and try to keep it in the middle of the screen as best as I can. But if I play that exact same clip back and I trace where the ball was going, you can see that sometimes I like to have a little bit of fun with my job. And when nobody knows you're doing this, you can kind of draw whatever you want. And on longer drives, you have a little bit more time to get a little bit more detail into your doodles. So again, I'm just adding this red line after the fact. If you were watching this on TV, this would just look like a normal drive to you.
And here comes your winner right here. Well, you normally learn how to deal with pressure at the school of hard knocks, but
There you go. Not really a hat guy. Thanks for watching.
So cute.
Laughing.
She just jumps up every time.
Yes, you do every time, don't you? She always knows when we're coming in to make the bed.
I have nothing to hide, which is a shame because I love hiding stuff. I love making or buying secret hiding places. So like I love hollowing out books, and you know, people you could say, well, probably you'd hide drugs in there. Well, I don't do drugs, but I do take Flonase for my seasonal allergies. So I put those in this one because that kind of feels like doing drugs. But my whole apartment is filled with stuff like this. Like this totally normal permanent marker. Well, it's actually hollow and inside is a smaller permanent marker. Now this obviously is a copy of Inside Baseball, which is a perfect place I figured out to hide my tiny baseball. This is a normal looking giant bolt that I just keep in my closet. You can screw off the bottom and you can fit a tiny vial in there, which is perfect for, that's my Claritin. That's my other allergy medicine. There is nothing cooler than a wall safe behind framed art, and I'm not allowed to poke holes in my wall because it's a rental, but this is a picture of a wall safe, which is almost as good since I wouldn't have anything to put in the wall safe anyway. In the fridge, I've got a totally normal looking Dr. Pepper, but of course the top screws off, and inside that is my Benadryl, or Bennies. These are for my nighttime allergies. Back of my car looks like tire foam. This is where I store my Dramamine, which is kind of like I'm allergic to motion, too. And this looks like it's just 4 Shakespeare B-sides together, but if you pull out the bottom, there's actually a can of peaches. But the can of peaches is fake, and inside is a rock. But that rock is fake, it's a hide key, and that key is perfect for opening the dictionary, which is secretly a metal safe, and inside that, I put the Dr. Pepper, and the tire foam, and the pages from the Shakespeare books, and the peaches, which I'm allergic to.
This is my husband.
All right.
I used to ask him to shave his beard, although I think he always wanted one.
Makes sense.
I couldn't stand the feel of it on my neck. Instant flashbacks of my stepfather raping me.
Quit.
This is how you improve your coffee. If you're out here using regular ice, take your cup, throw it off the deck, look yourself in the mirror, and grow up. Fancy, legit ice cubes, a little French press coffee, half froth, half whipped cream, and topped with cinnamon. Look how pretty it is. Linda, are you ready for bingo? Just give me a second.
Justice Breyer might retire, but I do not. Court transcripts. Let's read them. The court, if you've got a girlfriend or a wife and you want to sit at home and lick her feet all day long and suck on those nasty toes, that's up to you. But you can't walk up to people in a store and do that. You know that, right? Defendant, right. Prosecutor, he was running from the police. Defendant, I was jogging. Sir, do not raise your voice at me. Witness, I'm not raising my voice. I'm a rapper. This is how I talk. Judge, he makes $500K a year but didn't make the payment. He's too busy being in Italy with his 26-year-old girlfriend. Judge, counsel, husband's attorney. He's out of the country at the moment. Judge, I got charged with a felony something. I pled out to a whatever. Your Honor, my client is also present. I believe he's under the handle Muffin Diver. Wait a minute. The getaway vehicle was a lawnmower with a trailer behind it. Prosecutor, yes, sir. Counselor, let's please drop the whole bed bug and crystal meth issue and just file a motion. It's just a banana, ma'am. Will the person named Big Daddy please turn on their camera and identify themselves? Judge, is it true you bit a police dog? Defendant, Judge, it is true, but he bit me first. And how did you know the policeman wasn't a dog? Do you plead guilty? Defendant, it is what it is. Judge, is that a yes? Defendant, that's what I said. Attorney, I need to look at something. If you'd like to just skip me briefly. Judge, I'd like to skip you permanently, but I don't have that option. Your Honor, he hit me so hard, even my ID picture was crying, man. I'm not asking you to agree. I'm just giving you the opportunity. Judge, quiet or you'll be in contempt. Husband, tell her to stop bringing random guys around my kids. This is the third guy in 2 months. Judge, ma'am, how do you respond? Wife, first 2 guys were rebounds. In a trial over Hulk Hogan's sex tape. Juror, do I want to look at it? No. Am I willing to, as a citizen?